A captain who can't walk, a husband searching for a wife he left behind, and a man who just got hit by a cannon and found God. Outlander Season 8, Episode 6 just aired, and we're breaking down every single thing that happened. Let's go. You're watching Show Slab, the channel where we watch it so you don't have to. I'm your host, and today we're recapping Blessed Are the Merciful, Episode 6 of Outlander's final season. 5 episodes left, it's getting real. So, picking up right where Episode 5 left off, Captain Cunningham is alive. Barely. The bullet didn't kill him, but it did paralyze him from the waist down. He can't move his legs, can't control his body, and honestly, he's furious about surviving. Claire, being Claire, is taking care of him with more patience than anyone in that room has earned. His mother's hovering, asking if he'll ever walk again. Claire's answer is basically no, he'll keep his arms, but that's it. Meanwhile, out on the porch, Kezzy Beardsley and Benjamin Cleveland are debriefing Jamie and Buck. The loyalist militia that was coming to Cunningham's aid dealt with permanently. Cleveland is practically gloating about it, and that visibly bothers both Jamie and Buck. Cleveland is useful. Cleveland is also terrifying. And Jamie knows he's stuck with this man. Jamie ends the episode by telling his traitorous tenants, the ones who sided with Cunningham, to pack up and get off the ridge. No violence, no spectacle, just a cold, firm door closing. Now let's talk about the most emotionally heavy storyline of this episode, and honestly, the whole season. Ian and Rachel have made it to New York. They're near a river. Ian clearly recognizes this is his old world. The Mohawk world he lived in, fell in love in, had children in. And Rachel, who is literally the sweetest person on this show, sits with him as he admits he still thinks about Emily. Not in a romantic way, but she was the mother of his children. She was his life for years. Rachel understands that. She doesn't flinch. She just makes space for it. But then they barely have time to set up camp before one of Ian's old Mohawk friends appears out of the trees, and the news is devastating. The village has been burned down by the Continental Army. Some people got out. He doesn't know if Emily was one of them. The one lead they have, Mohawk leader Joseph Brant. If anyone knows who survived, it's him. So Ian and Rachel find their way to Joseph Brant's home, and they're welcomed in. It's a full circle moment for Ian. This world rejected him once. Now he's standing in it again, trying to find out if the woman who was once his wife is even alive. No resolution yet, but the door is open. Okay, this one is a big deal, especially for book readers. Roger survived the siege of Savannah. He's back with Brianna. And she picks up a letter he wrote before the battle, one of those in case I don't come back letters, and it unsettles her. She doesn't want to hear about how close he came to dying, but Roger needs to talk about it. He tells her about the cannon blast. It hit near him, threw him completely off his feet, and in that moment, he had a flashback. To the day his mother died, to the shelter collapsing, to his mother throwing him out of the way, and his father catching him. And here's what hits Roger like a second cannon. That moment shouldn't have been possible. His father wasn't supposed to be there unless Roger had already sent him back through the stones to save him, which means they didn't change destiny. Everything that happened was supposed to happen. God's plan was always the plan. Roger comes out of this completely certain he needs to be ordained. He needs to do God's work. This is his calling. And honestly, the show handles this beautifully. It quietly ties in Diana Gabaldon's novella about Roger's father's stone travels, wrapping that storyline into the final season in a way that feels earned. The episode ends with the Mackenzies back at Fergus and Marsali's place, where a letter from Francis Marion, the Swamp Fox himself, is waiting. He was so impressed by Roger's dedication at Savannah that he's going to deliver the guns they need. So even as Roger turns toward the church, the war keeps pulling everyone forward. And then there's William, who has genuinely the worst 60 minutes of anyone in this episode. He gets punched, he gets thrown in the stockade, and then, just to really pile it on, he gets diagnosed with smallpox. His cousin, Benjamin Gray, fighting for the Continental Army, is still messing with his head, and William is clearly unraveling. His entire sense of identity, loyalist, soldier, nobleman, is cracking. No resolution here either, but smallpox is not a small problem. That's a ticking clock now. So episode 6 is a breath between battles, but it's not slow, it's doing real character work. Ian is chasing a ghost and finding his past. Roger is chasing God and finding his purpose. William is chasing answers and finding a fever. And Jamie Fraser is standing on the ridge he built, watching it change and holding it together through sheer force of will. 4 episodes left. The final stretch starts now. That's your recap of Outlander S8E6. If you're new here, we recap TV so you always know what's happening whether you watched it or not. Drop a comment. Are you Team Roger becomes a minister, or does it feel like a weird final season pivot? Let me know. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you for episode 7. You're welcome.